Hey, colleagues, it's Michael Kostroff. Here's what I think we don't pay enough attention to when we are doing script analysis. I think we don't pay enough attention to the specifics of what the other characters in the scene are not only saying, but thinking and expressing. I shouldn't say thinking. I say what they're saying and what they're expressing, which are sometimes two very different things. I think we get so fixated on what we are thinking and feeling and what we are expressing that we sometimes really miss some of the um, very helpful, in terms of analysis, very helpful things that are coming at us from the other side. What I see a lot is people sort of just taking making a general kind of rubber stamp. Oh, she says something that makes me mad. Oh, she says something that makes me laugh. Oh, he says something that makes me like him. Oh, he says something that makes me not trust him. But within those lines on the other side, you could take a whole journey, a whole. It's not just one. I set my brain on angry, and then that's it. So today I want you to think in terms of an EKG, or no, better, a lie detector test. Let's say a lie detector test. We've all seen this because it's all seen it in the movies. Those little needles that go like this. I don't know what they do, but they're all measuring different things, I guess. Um, and the many different things you could be assessing: the person's face, the person's tone, the words, and that every moment in their speaking is a different thing that happens. Different triggers can happen if you're really staying connected with them. You know, um, do they? You know, they. I think it breaks down into. I thought of it earlier today before I was going to make this tape, and then of course I forgot it. Um, tr- True or false? Whether what they're saying is true or false. You know, accurate or inaccurate. Um, uh, and then if it's not a true false thing, then it's just what I you know what I think about what they just said. What I mean is, if it's an opinion like, "Oh, what a beautiful day," that's not a true false or a lie or a truth. But I like to maybe think about. Uh, Interesting that they said that. Well, like, here's an example. If the scene is a stranger sits down next to me and says, "What a beautiful day." Well, first of all, I'm a New Yorker, so the first thing is, why are you talking to me? And I might also think it's very nice. I might also go, do you want something? Are you crazy? I got a whole lot of things I can think about. Again, maybe the scene isn't set in New York. It depends. But um, there are all these things that can go through your mind as you are connecting with or not connecting with the other person. And I say not connecting with because we also get into this idea that we have to be like this with people. And there are lots of scenes where you have no interest or no connection with what the other person is doing. You could be thinking about something completely different. So that's also a choice. But I want you to start to EKG or lie detector as you're studying a script all the way through the other person's line. Oh, that was an interesting word that they chose. Okay, all right, that part I know isn't true. That well, that's a good point. Okay, you know, I don't get that, but anyway, I'm going to let it go. And just what tracks through your brain. Now, again, make sure this doesn't make doesn't turn you into Jim Carrey, you know, or one of those old cartoons where somebody drinks a drink and goes, "Whoa." It's not that. It's not that. I just want thoughts to pass through your brain so that you're not going, or that you're actually thinking while you're listening. I play a lot of lawyers, so I'm thinking how I might refute the point, you know, or how I'm going to pivot what they've said towards the jury, or I'm thinking about how it might be landing with the jury. And so I'm thinking the whole time, even when I'm not talking. Radical, right? To be thinking when you're not talking. Oh my God. You do it all the time in conversation. That's another thing you could start to track that. Okay, that's it. That's it. The EKG, the lie detector test. I don't know what I'm going to call this video, but anyway, it's this thing. This. Um, it's a cool thing. It's a cool thing to play with. It really helps with your choices. It helps to clarify, and it helps to keep you busy in the scene, so you're not so the actor thoughts and the self assessment of your work doesn't creep in. That's my thought for you this week, and I'll see you next week with more. All right, bye.